And one of those was around when you see pockets of resistance. We often see that at the senior leadership level. So for thinking back to the example that Chris just ran through, folks on the ground, folks at that individual contributor level see a need for change because they're getting pushed and pulled in a lot of different directions. But when you look towards the top of the organization, things might just be moving a little bit slowly. And if you don't have those paths to communication, they might not even know that change is desired the way that it is. Naima, when you work with organizations that are experiencing pockets of resistance, how do you coach your leaders or those organizations to handle that?
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. And I think it leads us to where we are right now. We're still in the midst of the great resignation or the big quit, or as some like to refer to it. And, that's what folks are naturally starting to do now. If we don't fix the issues that are bubbling within our organizations, people are feeling more empowered to get out of those quote unquote toxic environments and find organizations that serve them much better than where they're coming from. So I think now more than ever, organizations are feeling the brunt of that. They're losing really great talent as they're walking out of the door, and they're trying to figure out how to salvage this and how do we respond to this. So again, it goes back to just elevating these conversations around DEI, assessing where they are, what's working, what's not working. I know a number of organizations do employee engagement surveys, actually acting on what they're learning from those surveys. That is an opportunity. Folks are telling you the change they would like to see. So, a lot of times when our clients come to us, they've done these surveys, but they haven't actually had any action or there's been no traction on creating that change that folks are asking for. So I think those are great ways to start to find out, those pockets of, they're telling you this is why they are resisting. So use that to influence some of the change and making your ecosystem a much more conducive one. With our clients, we've been facilitating some of those for them because sometimes, you'll find your org, they may not answer as truthfully when it's being self-administered through your organization. So we kind of come into a third party and we'll facilitate it, and we will, kind of take that away from them. I mean, it's all anonymous, but they feel a lot more comfortable when a third party is handling it. And we're really surfacing those issues. We create spaces to actually write in so that folks aren't just going through in multiple choice and picking and choosing what they think you want to hear, but we're actually hearing like, write it out. Tell us what you'd like to see so that can inform some of the recommendations for you. So it just really goes back to listening to your people and creating the change that they'd like to see. And it's not overnight, this is not a sprint, but as you start to knock off some of those low-hanging fruit options, you'll really start to see where you'll start having more favorable experiences. You'll see that attrition minimize if you really invest in making those changes.
Thank you so much, Naima. And absolutely, as you start to see perceptions of those belonging indicators go up, you start to see that intent to turnover go down.